Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out People of Reddit. Story 1. Water Breaker. When I was a kid, about 6 years old or so, my sister and I used to go to a babysitter after school until my mum got home from work. One of the times I did something bad, I was sent to the babysitter's bedroom for punishment. I was super annoyed as any 6-year-old would be, but they had a big water bed. This was the 80s after all. So I settled in to wait it out. While I was waiting, I found a pin and I realized how much fun it was to push it into the bed. I sat there poking the pin into the mattress, waterbed bladder, all over the place. No water was coming out, so no problem there. Finally I was allowed out of punishment, got collected by mum and went home. The next day my mum got a call from the babysitter. It turns out all those little holes don't leak when a little kid is on the bed, but when the husband and his pregnant babysitter wife are lying on the bed, there's enough weight and pressure to push all that water out. In the middle of the night they woke up soaked, panicking, thinking her water had broken. Technically something's water had broken. It wasn't long after that we moved to a new babysitter. Story 2. Returning their dog hair. My upstairs neighbors have a beautiful golden retriever that they insist on brushing in the balcony. I've politely asked them not to, as it all blows down into my own balcony. Well, today as I sat there the dog hair started to fall again. So I grabbed the clumps, put them in a ziploc, walked upstairs, knocked in their door and said, "I believe this belongs to you," as I handed them the bag. Story 3. Birthday pettiness. Not sure if this is petty or a case of a choosing beggar. Either way, there's at least some overlap. TLDR, friend who hasn't spoken to me for 18 years invites me to a surprise birthday party for herself, supposedly thrown by another friend, and includes a gift registry with each invitation where the prices of gifts are commensurate with how much she thinks the person earns. I choose to go so I can visit with friends, and I get her a gift she's very disappointed with. When I went to college, university, I had plenty of friends. After college, we talked on and off for a couple years and then lost touch. We all just eventually communicated with likes and hearts on Facebook posts, but nothing substantial. My best friend and I, who stayed friend before, during, and after college, ended up being known as the rich ones even though we weren't. We were just more comfortable because we were more practical with our money. We had less stuff, but it was better stuff. Apparently, that made us rich, and I'll admit that as the years went on, we did better than most of our friends. We were invited to a surprise 40th birthday party by one of these college friends who'd fallen off the radar. The party was pretty far out of town for both of us, a 3-hour drive for Maine and a 4-hour drive for him. We received invitations and it had a relatively short list of suggested gift items. My buddy called me items were different. My items were all in the $500 to $1,000 range. His were all at least $1,000 and one was a $3,600 television. He was, by this time, a high earner, and it was pretty obvious just by his vacations and vehicles and whatnot. So, a surprise birthday party where the birthday girl has a wish list of really high-end items that are divided up among earning brackets even though she doesn't know she's having a party? Yeah, she's full of shit. It was clear that our gift list items were purposely curated for each of us, but we wanted to confirm our suspicions. We talked to other mutual friends and it seemed like the friends who the birthday girl kept in touch with had suggested items between $5 and $100. So, Buddy and I decided to go just to hang with old friends. We were planning to come empty-handed, but we knew birthday girl would open the gifts in front of the crowd, so we had to bring something. I knew she loved coffee from all her Facebook posts, and one of the suggested gifts on the list for everyone else was a $5 to $50 Dunkin' Donuts gift card. So, I regifted her a $10 Dunkin' Donuts card that I already had. My buddy was a bit more devious. One item for the list everyone else got was a new non-stick frying pan. He got her a $10 frying pan from TJ Maxx and taped a double coupon voucher from Kroger supermarkets to the inside. He found it in his old college crap and thought it would be funny since Kroger doesn't use the vouchers anymore. In a way, it was actually pretty nostalgic and I'd love to have one of those vouchers for my college memory book. Anyway, we used to use those vouchers in college when they'd have sales and we'd get super cheap, or free, snacks. Skip to last paragraph if you want examples of these double coupon vouchers. Anyway, back to the birthday party. We had a great time with friends and got to the gifts. She opens them all and you could see she was visibly upset by our lackluster gifts. There were a few others who must have caught on to the stacked deck wish list items because she was pretty snotty to her sister who arrived in a Mercedes and only gave her $50 in a card. When I saw her sour reaction, I kept thinking, you haven't talked to me in almost 20 years. You think I'm plunking down $850 on a spa weekend for you and the girl who supposedly threw the party for you? I'm supposed to do that because we're such good friends? You wanted that in addition to my 6 to 7 hour travel time, cost for gas, $215 for a hotel, didn't expect a day's inn to be that pricey in a podunk town in the middle of Indiana, and pay for meals, outside of the free party food? Fuck you. She was relatively cold to us for the rest of the party. We didn't get a thank you and she never spoke to us again, but remained friends on Facebook. Not surprisingly, we heard through the grapevine that she called us cheap. That's fine because we knew she wasn't going to talk to us again anyway. Although, if we had gotten her expensive gifts, I'm sure she would have invited us to the next surprise party she threw for herself. The end, unless you want to hear about double coupon days and a couple awesome deals I lucked out on with my best friend while in college. Double coupon days and double coupon vouchers for anyone who hasn't heard of this. Kroger grocery stores, back in the 90s, had double coupon days. I think they actually still do on like the first Tuesday of every month. If you had a coupon for $1 off, you'd get $2 off on double coupon day. They also had double coupon vouchers that they'd put in the Sunday newspaper and that voucher made any day a double coupon day. But, if you used the double coupon voucher on double coupon day, it was 4 times the coupon. So, on double coupon day with a double coupon voucher, your $1 off coupon was $4 off. I don't know how they make money doing this and they stopped the vouchers and cut double coupon days to like once a month after a while, so it must have backfired somehow, but this is the basis for all those extreme couponing shows that were popular during the last market crash. I remember one time they had potato chip packets on sale for 85 and we had coupons for 50 off. But we used the double coupon voucher on double coupon day which made our coupons $2 off of an item that was only 85 cents. The coupons weren't a limit of 1, so we bought almost 400 bags. We cleared them out. And they wouldn't give us cash for the difference, but they gave us like $400 of store credit. Or broke-ass college kids, this was like winning the lottery. We did something similar with lunch meat once too. They changed the terms of the double coupon vouchers not long after and did away with them completely after a few more months. Kroger was awesome. Still is. And not the only times we did that at Kroger. Still had great deals on double coupon day where you could walk away with free cheap stuff or even some cash for cheap stuff like Carl Buttig lunch meats, bread, mustard, donuts, rotisserie chickens, etc. I almost forgot. We once scored 24-pack cases of Slice, like Sprite or 7-Up, for $25 a case. We loaded a buddy's truck. I think we had close to 70 cases and sold them for like $2 to $3 each to kids on campus. We still talk about that haul even to this day. Story 4. My Phil will learn the meaning of malicious compliance. By observing me dodging every single complaint from my small town's code. Repost from r/malicious compliance because apparently it doesn't qualify, but I think it totally does. Anyway, it definitely is petty and definitely revenge. I moved to a small town, LCT, Townville Adalberg, in the Mid-South USA from a small city in the Midwest late in HS, fell for the boy next door, and settled in for the long haul the second he gave me the time of day. But I'm still an outsider really. My Phil, LCT, Phil, had been the elected mayor for some years, I think like 7 to 8, there were some bridges burned towards the end of his final run because he didn't have anything to lose by saying some things. Some were better deeds than those that led to the subject's still hating him and being petty enough to take advantage of their position. My husband and I recently moved back to town Villadalberg into the older house his parents had built on their property when they had moved to their newly finished home. So we are living in their house on their property, but we do have separate houses on opposite ends of 15 acres. Those 15 acres, part in and part out of city limits, me and So had moved into the home within city limits which we knew. But we hadn't been made aware that Phil had beef with the town code enforcer. I don't think they were ready for my chaos. I won't tell all the little things they tried, but this was the beginning of these petty attempts to mess with me in order to mess with Phil. Didn't take too long for them to show they were going to reprimand us for every small infraction even when no one else was bothered for their similarly trivial offenses. Our first spring they started with our dandelions. This wasn't a code violation but a warning that we were on thin ice, I guess. Keep in mind this isn't a hoa, just a small town left its good old boys to be boys. But they were being Karens and singling this property out, and for something I DGAF about. I like dandelions and it did affect anyone. Well, I've been a pro at weaponsing my competence since birth, I'm told. Because the property is still in parents' names, they got the town's correspondence as well as us. But I told Phil I'd take care of it. I don't think he believed in me at all. My nieces were over all spring break while their parents worked. I gave them a quarter for every dandelions they wished on during our walks all around town, the public parks and such. Kiddos had a blast and made some dough. I did not spray or weed my lawn, but every once was a mess after a few weeks. So they couldn't really say anything to me since it was now the least weedy. Second story, since that one was a lot of exposition. Late that summer we had 10-day vacation in which the lawn grew, and then we came back during a huge stormy full week of rain. So the fenced-in yard had about 3 weeks to run wild. Clutches pearls, the grass was therefore overgrown, and therefore the town council sent me essentially mow your lawn or else letters, but it was too high and too wet to mow easily with my push mower. I could have paid someone or borrowed a neighbor's rider, but I wanted my petty revenge of doing it in the most annoying and disruptive way. Cue me calling up a few friends asking, Kara, can I borrow a goat? Ash, don't you have a few chickens? Hey there Matt, can I borrow a sheep or two for this petty BS please? Pony. Yes, I had a friend of a friend who loved shit like this. Seriously, we bonded, and when his now ex-wife got caught cheating I did pretend to be his new age inappropriate GF, who dropped off a teensy miniature horse as the piece de resistance of my lawn mowing team after having a trailer pull up and unload 4 other species into my yard one by one for a few hours. The decent neighbors were excited/interested or rolled their eyes at my ridiculousness, but I knew I'd have Karens watching and complaining, and the town would jump in the chance. A representative of town Villadalberg delivered a door handle hanger thingy the following morning. Basically, farm animals are not allowed to be owned in town as per Ordinance 4.20 to 66.669, blah blah. This was the first time I bothered to look up the code so I could use it against them. It wouldn't be the last, nice try. But I'm just borrowing them anyway. It would have been great to see the look on their faces when they found out their petty revenge to my petty revenge hadn't worked. Good ol' Phil, or GOLPH if you will, was finally impressed by my creativity and passionately unhinged follow-through. There are more stories where this came from, so let me know if I should recount more examples from the last 7 ISH years. We've had some interesting run-ins and spans of months of back and forth childish poking at each other. It's been a great new hobby, TBH. I don't have a whole lot of drama in my life. TLDR, my Phil, Golf, was worried we would suffer for his misdeeds but is now enjoying watching me as I gleefully jump through all the hoops vengeful town council demands. Town complains I have too many dandelions, I use child labor to speed the seeds throughout the town and make every yard worse by comparison. Town demands the lawn mowed, I comply, just not with a lawn mower. They were mad about my creative and over-the-top solution, but there wasn't anything they could do. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.